suppose we talk about the other big spectacle from last night, the halftime show. Does anyone have any thoughts on the halftime show? I thought it was. I mean, like I'm loving. I mean, I love the culture war reactions the day after the halftime show, which are. Let's be honest, the halftime shows are never good, but the culture war reactions to them are great. And this year, it's sort of like it's sort of like there's several different. It's not like evenly split. There are different like categories to it. On the one hand, it's like people who are like that was the most revolutionary moment in sort of like the he like this subversive takedown of America and everything. And I will say I give a lot of props to the guy who was in the crowd or like in one of the among the dancers who unfurled the flag of Palestine and the Sudan before getting arrested.
That didn't make the national broadcast.
Well, like a lot of overheated praise for Kendrick Lamar here. But then on the other side, the right wing culture war reactions to it break down into two very weird sort of like contrasting reactions. One is the very standard predictable one, which is like calling it a DEI halftime show, which is, I mean, the guy had the biggest song of the year, just won 5 Grammys last week, and has had whether you're a fan of his or not, the idea that they were like, oh, can we get some unqualified minority to do the halftime show?
Yeah.
is a bit rich.
I've really enjoyed, the polarization reaction where on one side you have people going like, you don't understand what he did to Trump by doing all that.
Yeah.
And then like people would be like, what was it? What did he do? And people would go, you don't know.
It's so much to educate you.
Yeah, I was legitimately trying to figure out what the statement there was, and no one would tell me. But then on the other side, I've enjoyed all the conservatives who were like, Grand Funk Railroad's still touring. Why don't we have them instead of this hip hop crap? I saw one tweet that, hand to God, said at least his pants were up to his waist.
Oh,
I saw you retweeted someone last night who said like, why couldn't we just have a marching band?
There's been so many good reactions for that from
there was a marching band at the beginning.
Yeah, I've been farming cat turds replies for replies like that, where it's like with like 68-year-olds who are like, Captain Freakout would be a great choice. Everyone loves him. These acts from literally the Carter administration.
I saw Jack Posobiec being like, here's a real halftime performance. And it was when Creed played a cowboy scene. It wasn't even the Super Bowl. And someone was like, what's so good about this? And then Jack's reply was, there's literally a man flying. And like, I remember I watching this clip and it's like this bald, shirtless man, like sort of like doing that Cirque du Soleil thing where they're sort of like spinning around on large pieces of flowing fabric or something. It was, yeah.
Well, when he saw that supercharged the Polish aviation program. That shocked him.
But
they don't have wire foo in Poland yet. Maybe in 1,000 years.
Yeah. But the other interesting reaction is the number of people who sort of took the red, white, and blue color motif of Kendrick's halftime performance to be like, this is the first non-satanic halftime show we've had in years. Thank you, Kendrick, and we had Samuel L. Jackson as Uncle Sam. Finally, they're showing love and respect for America. But then I saw some interesting ones.
That to me is even more baby brain. Like it clearly was intended to be subversive. Like Uncle Sam is black and all this red, white, and blue. I just, I don't want to make anyone too mad. It just doesn't matter. I also just thought it was pretty lo-fi, and like, I really wish he had just fully called, but it's really good family fun. That kind of like, brought me back to probably the halftime show that most shaped my childhood. And, it's dishonest even to compare these, but like the Justin Timberlake, Janet Jackson one.
Oh, right. Yeah.
That carved grooves in my brain. The family memories that will be formed around everyone just saying A minor, the whole family.
Yeah.
I love what that says about America.
I mean, like, Kendrick Lamar is obviously like a billion times better as a rapper than Childish Gambino. But the people talking about like this specific halftime show, like it was just the most incredibly socially significant piece of art they've ever seen. it reminded me of when you would be arrested if you said you didn't like the This Is America video.
Yes.
It's
It
the
reminded me of that.
same idea.
And that law is still on the books, so watch yourself.
My favorite reaction though was this from this is a Twitter account, Texas MAGA Dad, and he was a fan of Kendrick, and he writes here, I actually was not entertained. However, my wife tells me the songs were a direct attack on Drake and the Cabal. So maybe we white folks don't just like rap it. We just don't like rap and hip hop. I sure didn't like the music. But if this truly was a diss track against the Cabal, I'm all for that.
These people are unreachable.
Anti-Cabal diss track. I mean, what's wrong with it? Like, you already have Forgiato Blow, and he's the best rapper in the world. Why do you need more? Why do you need more rappers?
Another good one was from Benny Johnson, who was not a fan of the halftime show, and he says, "Hey NFL, hey NFL." Well, I mean, he wanted Lady Gaga. He wanted Lady Gaga or Charlie XCX or something like that.
She is back.
Yeah, but I bet Benny's more excited about that than just about anyone. But he says here, "Hey NFL, Trump won. We no longer let talentless, mumbling, pagan, satanic cultists do halftime shows and pretend like people like it. Thanks, everyone." And like this to me is the perfect thing.
It's
like
such cold.
it's the eternal dissatisfaction of the MAGA mindset, where it's just like you've just won the election. You know, like it's just you're
remaking the world
wanted,
in your image.
Yeah, like I mean, we'll talk to Jeff Stein in a second about what they're up to, but like, could you just like the fact that the Super Bowl halftime show wasn't to your liking? You're like, this. I thought memo to the NFL. It's illegal to have a bad halftime show now.
Yeah, I mean, there was never going to be anything that like Benny Johnson specifically liked, unless it was like, you know, starring Liza Minnelli, which maybe in the second year of Trump we'll have that. But it was very revealing. I mean, Satan
was like, Patti LuPone is still around. She could belt out a Broadway standard so that everyone would love.
Yeah,
I'm just thinking of Beau is Afraid starring Benny Johnson.
Benny is Afraid.
With Benny Johnson, it literally just is like depression.
Yeah.
It just is like being in a loveless marriage where like fucking your wife is this awful chore, like cleaning the gutters. But like they're supposedly at their lifelong their lifelong dream of obliterating the administrative state. Roe v. Wade is gone. But I mean, to rework a famous quote, they don't want cultural power. They just want to endlessly critique culture.
Yes, that's exactly it. And like, and at the end of the day, like, you just won the election. You just won the election. Like, you know, 40 years ago, like many people thought that was impossible. Donald Trump, like I said, dominant political figure of our era. They're changing our federal government soup to nuts right now to fit their preferences. But the thing is, for the right wing, for conservatives specifically, what you see on TV is power. And if what you see on TV displeases you, then you are being oppressed. That is oppression to them.
Well,
is having a Super Bowl halftime show that's not Morgan Wallen or something like that. You know, like to have a single moment on TV that doesn't cater entirely to your specific tastes and prejudices is intolerable to them.
It's sad. It's on some level, it's sad. You know, it'd be nice to feel like a winner once in a while. They're going to love the next 4 years. They like, cause you know, they don't really have anything to like offer up to replace this. And again, like, you know, people don't really want it anyway. Like, you know, I guess, yeah.
I mean, that is sort of an interesting dichotomy, though. The split between the sort of cat turd, more traditional Republicans, that is like guys who would be Republican no matter if Trump had happened or not, versus the younger, either women who are married to gay guys or the gay guys who are married to the women themselves.
And run like beef tallow multi-level marketing schemes.
Yeah.
The older, more traditional Republicans are saying, well, this sucks because it isn't, you know, Dr. Underage in the Freak Out Brigade. You know, my favorite band. You know, hey, what the fuck? Fox Butterfield, or is that a guy, Fox Butterfield? Oh no, that's a journalist. I'm thinking of Paul Butterfield. That was a that guy is the 70s music. Paul Butterfield's still alive, isn't he? They're at least like suggesting something that they like, even though they're also miserable. But the younger Trump people, there's no even like, there's no like calling back to an idealized past even. It's just, this all fucking sucks. I hate it. You're all satanic. This sucks. It's your fault that I don't enjoy having heterosexual sex. Fuck you. Like, just pure misery.
It's your fault cartoons aren't real. I mean, it's just like, it's once again, it's this contrast between like unprecedented political wins to like dismantle the liberal state and enter now officially the hour of the wolf, or like, strength,
the golden age.
Is truth. Yeah, strength is truth, and we'll just conquer countries and deport American citizens, brown them up, put them into camps. But like, all of that is like ashes in your mouth if your personal life, or like what is perceived as cultural, i.e. like how you feel in your everyday to day life, still sucks shit, and you're still a loser with no job, no girlfriend, like no prospects. It'll be interesting to see what happens with that. But it's just like, there's no political victory that can assuage the essential feeling of loneliness and misery and self-loathing that these people have,
and cultural disenfranchisement.
I am very interested to see what happens on the cultural front for that reason, because I do think like the hard lesson that a lot of these companies are going to learn is that like there still are like a lot of like, whether they are libs or just like wholly disinterested in this cultural and political program, there's still a lot of those people in this country also. And that nothing you can do for these people will satisfy them.
Yeah.
There is no like perfectly anti-woke cultural product that they will love. That won't also like freak out or annoy the remainder of the country.
If you think about it, making it the Super Bowl halftime show kind of does necessarily make it a part of the woke apparatus. And so,
exactly.
And so it's an Ouroboros of like dissatisfaction and discontentment.
Exactly. Like, no matter what it is, it's going to be satanic.
Yeah.
Satanic just means like, I don't know, that like people under 70 know about it.
Right.
Here's a conservative guy who doesn't like sports. I watched the big game for the psyops and the humiliation rituals.
Oh, fuck off. Fucking, oh my God. The psyop. Yeah, there are tons of psyops in your life. Shut the fuck up.
That's worse than any sports ball tweet.
Oh, the psyops are worse than ever this year. They're really giving up trying.
Just let Beyonce should do it every year.
Beyonce should do the humiliation ritual every year.
There's a football in the middle of my Beyonce concert.